I don't know if any specific line, but I think within my character there was a lot of relatability. I felt really close to her. I think being in a new place and not feeling accepted is a very human experience,
Hmm.
whether it's a job or a new country or in a school. That feeling of not being welcomed is not the best. It kind of
Right.
sucks, right? Um, and also, I have a little brother, so her deep love in this film to make sure that Clark is okay, that she realizes, her cousin, which then she realizes his human name and all of that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, it's I know what that feels. I would do anything for my little brother. He's my life, and yeah, it's I feel very close to her and her feelings.
Mm. What was firing off in your head when you first heard the line, "Not every problem has a solution"?
Yeah.
Does it alter at all your relationship with your own regrets and emotional scars that you may have without speaking about them
Of
specifically?
course. I mean, look, I think prior to this film, and I think when I got the job as well, and watching the film, um, I believe the universe knows exactly what it's doing. Um, and any adversity that I've had to face in my life has made me the human that I am. And that line that you're speaking of as well, and the part that Ben um, says when they're having this conversation beside his fancy car,
Hmm.
it is a real one. And I do believe that everything that I've gone through in my life has brought me to this point, and I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah. So stepping into this role, there's so like endless resources
Yeah.
for her as a character, but also maybe going into it as a professional, being like, I want to know everything about Andy Muschietti's filmography. I want to know everything about Keaton's
Yeah.
filmography, Miller's, and everything.
Yeah.
Do you take like do you take all that in? Do you
I
do all
wasn't
that?
allowed to. So as an actor, I think our first instinct is to
Sure.
research, and like learn about everything. And Andy was like, no,
Mm,
no, nothing. Um, I don't want you to look anything up. I don't want you to read anything. And so, um, I listened to him. I already knew a lot about Supergirl. I had watched the CW Supergirl with my little
hmm.
brother, and um, you know, everyone knows about Kryptonians.
Sure.
Um, and so I knew a lot, so that was unavoidable. But it wasn't really until after I finished filming and kind of halfway that I started allowing myself to read, and I was able to see, the Helen Slater movie, which I hadn't seen, and I saw it during production,
Mm,
and uh, just everything. I started rewatching, the Supergirl series, but it was really until after I started buying a lot of comics as well, and reading all about her. But I think it was a blessing,
mm.
to be honest with you. I think just allowing myself to exist without any information that might have overwhelmed me, or I don't know. I think it was a good decision.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think so too. What
yeah.
about the art of her movements? Because like when she first comes onto the screen, it's so fun to see how casual you make it. Like it's almost like fast and slow at the same time, but
That
not
is the
like
biggest compliment ever. Thank you so much. I love stunts so much.
yeah.
So that is the biggest compliment. No, I did a lot of training. I've always wanted to do my own stunts, and I was able to do that in this film. And I had an incredible stunt team, Eunice, Mikey, Talila. I had Jade as well, who was there with us. But it was really beautiful, and I trained for 7 months. I was
Hmm.
in there in that stunt room with them all the time, and that was the most fun. I love action so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you notice a difference between delivering a punch and receiving a punch?
um yes. Well, It's so funny because the energy, obviously, I guess when you hit someone in real life, the energy is transferred.
Mm-hmm.
But the energy is not transferred, it stays in your body because you're obviously not hitting anything. So your body does hurt a lot. Like, whether you're receiving or taking a punch, yeah, well, I said the same thing, receiving or giving a punch. Um, it's hard on your body, but the adrenaline is constantly there, so it doesn't hurt until the next morning, which
Yeah.
is hilarious. But we had a lot of fun. You know, it's you make it kind of comical. I would walk on set being like ah,
Right.
and it was just so much fun.
Good. I'm happy to hear that. I know we're just about out of time, so I'm going to
Cool.
close on a very silly question, if you
Yes.
don't mind. So, rank the moments where you felt the coolest. When you first saw your toy doll, everything like marketing related, seeing a poster in public. So that's one. Getting the part and wearing the suit for the first time,
Uh-huh.
or Henry telling you that he's proud of what you've done.
The coolest. Ah, they're all so cool. What was it? The Barbie.
Mm-hmm. Wearing the suit for the first time, the feelings in your head, and then Henry Cavill.
Yeah, I think ranking them in the order that they happened. Let's talk about time and not messing anything up. Like the first time I put the suit on was really incredible. Obviously, meeting Henry and speaking with him was really, really, really sweet. And then the Barbie was a crazy and wild experience. Yeah.
Yeah.